Hey guys, it's Simon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 10th of July, 2020 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Friday Night Smackdown. And tonight's Smackdown was a little bit, at least to me, and I'll get your concerns, your thoughts, your questions on tonight's show here in a bit. But to me, I thought tonight's show was a little bit of a disappointment, to be 100% completely honest. I mean, first off, we had to suffer through watching the damn Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt Money in the Bank match again, which I was not a fan of the first time it took place. Then we got whatever that karaoke thing was supposed to be. Like, that was god-awful. I mean, looking back at it, the Miz TV thing was not even that. The only thing that I really liked on tonight's show, when I'm looking through it all, really was the main event. Other than that, everything else was kind of like, oh, they just needed to hurry up and get this filmed. And speaking of this being filmed in advance, who the fuck kept cutting to a shot of Marina Shafir with no mask on? I get it, you must have had a bunch of shots of her and no mask on. So they showed her 3, if not 4 times without a mask. Why would you edit this show and show that? Mind-boggling. We got a couple of you guys in the live chat right now. We got Bowie Girl 300, Broken King Slender, Sin Saturday, Derek Bocek, Eric 1973 Ta, Jimmy Too Sweet says, why is there no subscribe button? Because we haven't grown the channel to, I guess you could say, that level yet. What we need to do, and let me actually pull it up and give you guys the accurate information. What we need to do, and we've hit a couple of the achievements, but we haven't hit them all yet. What we need to do is we have to stream 8 total hours over 30 days. We have to stream for 7 days within 30 days. And we have to average 3 viewers throughout those 30 days, which we've hit the 3 viewers. We've streamed 5 of the 7 days so far, and we're going to be at about halfway through, about 4-ish hours, a little over 4 hours after today's live stream. So once we get all of that built up, we get the channel grown up enough, then Twitch will allow us to implement subscriptions and all the cool stuff that you guys can do with cheers and bits and all of that. So it's coming, Jimmy Too Sweet. We just got to work at it. I like I said before, we're going to Twitch to try and make some more money than we were making with YouTube. But I knew right off the bat we weren't going to be able to make really any money off of Twitch. Excuse me. We weren't going to be able to make much, if any, money off of Twitch for the first month or so. So we got to build up the channel. We got to get you guys in here. We got to get you guys acquainted and used to coming to Twitch. And then we can get it going. We can actually start monetizing everything. And with that, speaking of you guys coming in here, I want you guys to also be part of the show. If you guys want to be part of the show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, text your comments, questions, concerns, anything you want to say about tonight's SmackDown to 510-906-1341. So with that, tonight's SmackDown did kick off with Miz TV. Well, actually, yeah, it's a kickoff of Miz TV. Michael Cole and Corey Graves first told us that there would be a karaoke showdown tonight between Naomi, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Tamina. And my first thought was, do what? A karaoke showdown. And I'll talk, you know what, I'm going to wait, because I have something to say about this once we get to it. So we start off with Miz TV. Miz and Morrison were in the ring introducing Jeff Hardy. During the intro, Miz would say good things about Jeff Hardy. And, well, Miz Morrison would make fun of Hardy's past, his sobriety, getting arrested and all that. Finally, Jeff would come out. Miz said, hey, I'm sorry for Morrison and his little jokes here. And I think Morrison apologized for Miz for something he did or said. I don't know exactly. And then Miz goes, so we can play your clip? And Jeff's like, what clip? And he looks at Morrison and goes, you got a clip? And Morrison's like, no, Miz, you got a clip. And Miz is like, oh, I got a clip. Oh, can we play the clip? Jeff, do you mind if we play the clip? And Jeff's just like, what? Yeah, play the clip. And so they played this clip. It featured Hardy and Sheamus and the angle from last week with the bartender and all that stuff. Miz and Morrison noted that Hardy is a hero, but he's also a loser in the end. Miz pointed out that Hardy is his daughter's favorite wrestler. Miz doesn't want her to look up to Hardy, though, because he will disappoint her. Miz wondered if losing to Sheamus at Backlash bothered Hardy. Hardy admitted that it does bother him some. He wants to defeat Sheamus and put this all behind him. Hardy said that he is doing this for people that are struggling just like him, showing them that they can get over anything, even with a past like he has. Miz said that they want to help Hardy. They tried to convince Hardy that he needs to defeat Sheamus one more time in a rematch. He thinks that Hardy should do it in his own element, and that Hardy should take on Sheamus in a bar fight. Hardy realized that, the reason Miz and Morrison brought him out here was to try and embarrass him. He said, funny, you trying to embarrass me. Does Sheamus put you up to this? And then Hardy goes, you know what? I do want to fight Sheamus again. I'll fight him in a bar fight. He's on. Hardy then said, now who am I facing tonight? Which one of you? I know how this all works. I come out here, I'm going to face one of you. And they were like, oh, no, that ain't going to happen. And then Hardy noted that they mocked him, so now they need to face him. So he says he needs to punch one of them in the face. Hardy attacked Miz, and Morrison cleared the ring of the heels. After the break, we did learn that it was Jeff Hardy versus The Miz. This was just a basic wrestling match, and it just dragged at times, to be completely honest. So Hardy had the early advantage and hit a sliding drop kick. He slowed down the pace with a side headlock. Miz and Hardy ended up fighting on the apron. Miz then dropped Hardy face first on the apron to take control. Miz applied a chin lock to slow down the pace. Hardy fought back and rolled up Miz for a near fall. Hardy then dropped Miz on the apron yet again, but he landed on his feet this time. Miz attempted a springboard move, but Hardy caught him in a twist of fury. They no longer call it the twist of fate. It is the twist of fury. Hardy climbed to the top rope, but Morrison pulled Miz out of the ring. Hardy then hit a crossbody on the outside to both Miz and Morrison. Eventually, Miz got the control and hit a series of running knees and clotheslines in the corner. Hardy fought back and attempted a twist of fury again, but Miz hit a DDT for a close near fall. Miz then hit the it kicks, and he did them to the cadence of, hey, hey, ho, ho. No, I'm wrong. He did to the cadence of, hey, hey, hey. Yeah, it was, hey, 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 3 kicks, and then Morrison would go, ho, 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 and then kicks, hey, 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 ho, ho, ho. And then finally, Corey Graves started singing it on commentary too, and I was like, this fucking shit. Hardy, though, did fight back and climbed to the top turnbuckle for a swanton. Suddenly, Sheamus would appear on the big screen and taunted Hardy. Hardy was distracted at this point. Then Miz tried to roll him up, and Hardy reversed the roll-up into a roll-up of his own, picking up the victory. So Jeff Hardy does defeat Sheamus. No, The Miz, with help from Sheamus. And speaking of Miz, I watched Miz's new show, Cannonball, on the USA Network. By God, is this show bad. It is a lowbrow. I can't say lowbrow. It is a half-hearted knockoff of Wipeout with like half, if even that, of the budget. With Wipeout, they have multiple obstacle courses. So you're not just in the same area the entire show. You start off in one place, then you go to another area, and then you have fucking the end, where you go to the big main finale, fire and everything. Fucking Cannonball. You're basically in this big pool. There's a big water slide that drops you down. They use that twice. And then a couple times you jump off of like a ledge. But you're basically just in this little confined area. I don't know if you can call it little, but you're just in this circular area. There's a big old water pool, lake, pond thing, whatever you want to call it. And it's nothing like Wipeout. It is and isn't at the same time. Like I said, Wipeout is more of an obstacle course. Wipeout has multiple areas that they go to. This show, you just do some stuff in this little circular area. You either go down the slide, which they did twice in the first episode, the slide, or you jump off of a ledge, which they kind of did twice. One where they pull you down this runway and then you fly off the ledge, and then another one you just jump off the ledge. And it's literally who can jump closest to the circle in the water. Whoever jumps the farthest, or lands the farthest away from the circle gets eliminated. It's so bad. And Miz over here trying to be goddamn funny with the scripted lines that he has. Not funny. Not funny at all. Wayne, if you're giving spoilers for tonight's Xfinity race, please don't. I have not seen the race tonight. I know Austin Cindric won last night. I haven't seen anything tonight because I had to watch Smackdown. But yeah, basically a Wipeout ripoff with a quarter of half the budget and not in the league at all of Wipeout. At all. I've seen other shows that tried to spoof Wipeout that were better than this Cannonball show. So, I wouldn't waste your time. Unless you're like waiting for the Chrisleys to come on, I wouldn't waste your time. So in the back, Sarah Schreiber interviewed Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. She noted that Nakamura beat Kofi Kingston last week and wondered if they could be in for another upset tonight with another victory. Cesaro and Nakamura were furious that they would even ask that question. That they're being seen as the underdogs in this match. Cesaro mocked the New Day, and Shinsuke promised to win the tag titles later tonight. Sasha Banks and Bayley were making their way down to the ring when they were attacked. Nikki Cross would attack Bayley on the I wrote apron, but that's not right, on the ramp. So Cross and Bayley brawled on the ramp. They would then show Dana Brooke in the back dancing, setting up for her karaoke showdown later. We then got a non-title tag team match. It was Bayley and Sasha versus Alexa and Nikki. This match was probably one of the better things on the show. Probably second best match, which is not hard to do on this show. So Bayley and Sasha were great in this match. Cross should have been more protected going into the title match. This is a little confusing. But Bayley tried to get away pretty quickly from Cross. The heels took over and isolated her in their corner. Cross fought back and tagged in Alexa. The faces regained control and sent the heels to the floor. On commentary, Michael Cole noted that Cross and Bliss were in control. Really, Michael Cole. Bayley and Banks heard that and started yelling at Michael Cole. Cross grabbed Bayley's title and taunted the heels. Cross then hit a crossbody off the announce desk onto Bayley. Back from the break, Bliss and Cross traded shots in the middle of the ring. Bayley made a blind tag and hung Bliss on the middle rope. Bayley yelled like they were doing a tribute to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Bliss then briefly fought back and used an inside cradle for a near fall. The heels regained control and isolated Bliss on their side of the ring. Bliss fought back and Cross got the hot tag. Cross ran wild and hit a running bulldog on Banks. Cross hit a tornado DDT on Banks, but Bayley made the blind tag, and so, pin didn't count. Cross then had the match all won, but Banks made the save. Banks tossed Bliss into the barricade. Cross took out Banks with a sliding dropkick, but Bayley rolled up Cross to pick up the victory, which is weird. Like I said, Cross going into Extreme Rules as the challenger should have been more protected, so Alexa should have took the pin. Cole noted that Bayley won because she had to use the ropes. Next up, we had the Universal title match from Money in the Bank, which I'm not going to review again, because if you want to hear that, you can go back to our Money in the Bank review. I didn't like the match then. I didn't like the match now. So we got this karaoke segment hosted by Jey Uso. And they try to say the WWE has evolved their women's division. They've gone past bikini contests and bra and panty matches. Well, that's all this fucking was a new way to do a bikini match with them not having to take their clothes off. Like, this was, in all retrospect, a fucking Divas segment. And since Saturday just read my mind. A fucking Divas segment. That's what this was. 100%. But you notice, they ain't putting Bayley in this. They ain't putting Sasha in this. They got to be protected. This is some of the worst shit I have seen WWE put on in a long time. So Lacey Evans starts it off singing Jeff Jarrett Road Dogg's With My Baby Tonight. Dana Brooke sings the Honky Tonk Man song and was very bad. So bad that, well, she was cut off early. Tamina tried to do Triple H's theme, and Jey Uso stopped her like 10 seconds in and was like, oh, cuz, no, we ain't doing any of that. Then Naomi gets the longest time of anybody doing the Dusty Rhodes thing. And so she sings. And here's the thing with this. It's supposed to be karaoke, so we're not supposed to hear the actual singers singing. You're only supposed to hear the music, like the instruments. But we didn't. They couldn't even go to the lengths of getting a clean version. We heard the fucking singers and all of this. Anyways. Again, Jacko, please no spoilers for the NASCAR race. So Jey Uso asked the crowd, who do you think won? Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, Tamina, Naomi. And well, Naomi gets most of the votes. And if I was voting here, I would have gone Lacey Evans. I thought Lacey sounded better than Naomi. Naomi got more time, so here's how I would have judged it. I would have judged it based on overall. Naomi got more time, so overall, yes, she sang longer, but she sounded good at parts, and then there were some parts where she didn't know all the words and didn't sound that great. As far as Lacey, she sounded decent to good throughout the entire thing. So this ends. Lacey thinks she should have won. She attacks Naomi. Brawl breaks out. We go to commercial, come back. Lacey versus Naomi, wrestle them with no shoes on, in their clothes. Nothing really comes of this. Lacey gets out of the ring. I guess Dana's telling her to calm down. Tamina walks up. She shoves Tamina, gets back in the ring. They all start brawling. 3-on-1 on Lacey. Lacey gets out of there. Then it's Tamina and Naomi versus Dana, and they're all brawling, and Lacey leaves, and it just ends in a hullabaloo diva segment bullshit like I ever seen. Yep. It was bad. So in the back, Sarah Schreiber said, some people take their karaoke very seriously. Then she introduced her guest, Intercontinental Champion AJ Styles. Styles pointed out that he beat Drew Gulak last week with the title on the line. Excuse me, got burps here. He said that right now there's really nobody else to defend his title against because nobody else is worthy. Schreiber said, well, you're actually going to be defending your title next week. And AJ goes, well, against who? And she goes, well, Matt Riddle. And AJ literally says, who did he defeat to earn this shot? And Sarah's just got to go, well, Riddle beat you a few weeks ago. And AJ just basically storms off. Really? God damn. So I know I reported earlier today that Riddle versus Styles for the IC title isn't supposed to happen until SummerSlam. And it still could happen at SummerSlam because you have a few different variations. You can do AJ wins next week because maybe Corbin interferes. Then we do Corbin, Braun on TV, get that over 2-3 weeks, which then leads to to Riddle somehow either earning or getting another shot at the IC title at SummerSlam. Or, and this, I don't know if they would go this route. You do AJ loses the title next week to Matt Riddle. Then Riddle defends the title at SummerSlam against AJ. Now, I don't want Riddle losing a match this quickly on the main roster. It'd really only be his third match. And I don't think he should lose, and I also don't think he should be in a title match yet. So I'm conflicted about this because Riddle shouldn't win the title, but he shouldn't be losing yet either, especially if they want to push him as big as they want to push him. So we'll see how it all goes. I assume Corbin gets involved next week, and it leads to some hullabaloo. So with that, Kofi Kingston charged. Oh no, I gotta tell you what match was next. It was, well, the New Day taking on Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. And if you're gonna say I was confused at the end of this, yeah, so fucking was I. The show ends, and I text my buddy and go, "Who won?" Because Cole just said New Day are still the champs, but they're playing Nakamura's music, and they got the titles, and I'm like, New Day's still the champs, right? And my buddy's like, I assume. But this was a really good match. I enjoyed the heck out of this match until I was confused. Until I was confused at the end. So Kingston and Nakamura started out, and Kingston charged at Nakamura right as the bell rang. The heels quickly gained control, though, and isolated Kingston in their corner. Cesaro used a gut-wrench suplex for a near fall. Kingston avoided a double boot, and Big E backdropped Nakamura to the floor. The New Day took over and gave Cesaro a unicorn stomp in the corner. In an awesome spot, Big E launched Kingston over the ropes onto the heels on the floor, but Cesaro rocked Kingston with an uppercut. Like, this was really cool looking. Back from the break, the heels were firmly in control and isolated Kingston on their side of the ring yet again. Kingston fought back and hit the SOS. Big E and Cesaro both got the tag. Big E ran wild and used a series of belly-to-belly suplexes. Big E attempted a splash, but Cesaro moved out of the way. Corey Graves says this is a sight to see because these are probably two of the strongest men in WWE, two of the biggest hosses that they've got. Cesaro rolled up Big E and only got a near fall off of it. Cesaro backed Big E into the corner and rocked him with some shots. New Day hit a powerbomb Meteora combo, but Nakamura broke up a pin attempt. The heels then tossed Big E to the floor. Kingston fought Cesaro and Nakamura on his own in the ring. Big E jumped back in, and both teams continued to brawl. I believe at this point is when the match was just called off. It was just double DQ. Ref didn't know what to do. So they start fighting on the outside. Big E gets thrown into the steps, and Cesaro pulls out a table, slides it into the ring. Crowd starts chanting, tables, tables, tables. New Day tried fighting off the heels, but they took over again. They would then take Big E and put him on top of a table. Cesaro would climb to the top rope, and Nakamura would assist Cesaro into putting Kingston up on his shoulders. He would then powerbomb Kofi through Big E, through the table, and that's how the show goes off the air. New Day go through the table. We got Cesaro and Nakamura, their music playing, standing tall with the belts, and you got Corey Graves saying, is this a sight we could see soon? New tag team champions? So I assume next week we get it announced that at Extreme Rules, we'll get another SmackDown tag title match with these two teams in a tables match. It's the only thing that makes sense, putting these teams in a tables match at Extreme Rules with the titles on the line. With that was Friday Night SmackDown. I thought the show was majorly, if that's the word you would use, a disappointment. But now let's see what you guys think of tonight's show. Got a couple text messages. If you want to be part of the show and text in your thoughts or your questions about either tonight or anything else going on in pro wrestling, you can do so at 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. Person here says, I have a question. Do you think they will be doing a Hall of Fame ceremony? And when that happens this year, how do you think when do you think that happens? How do you think Ray and Seth will take out each other's eyes at Extreme Rules. So, I assume they're not going to do anything Hall of Fame till they can do a ceremony. As far as Seth and Ray goes, according to Meltzer in The Observer this week, that match may be a cinematic match. So that's how you get around the whole pulling somebody's eye out, doing it cinematically. Other person here says, boring show. I don't even know WTF that karaoke thing was. I don't either. Other person says, what are your thoughts on Lacey Evans turning heel, and where do you see it leading to? A women's title match? I thought it was random as hell. Is she a heel? Again, I was confused by this, because at one point, yeah, she's the heel for attacking Naomi, but then at one point, she's being brawled on, being attacked 2-on-1, 3-on-1. So, is she the heel? Or is this just a blurring the lines, nobody's heel, nobody's babyface kind of thing? This person says, Michael Cole first did call it the Twist of Fury, then later in the match called it the Twist of Fate. Gotcha. I heard him say Twist of Fury twice, so I just assumed he said that the whole time. But thank you for the correction. I do really appreciate that. So with that, that's going to do it for tonight's Friday Night Smackdown review right here on the PWUnlimited Twitch channel. Again, I do want to thank everybody who has come over here to Twitch with us, who has supported us here on Twitch, who has migrated over. Again, like I told Jimmy Too Sweet earlier, once we do hit the achievements, so the thresholds that Twitch does ask us to hit, then we can do more here on Twitch. We can actually start making money here on Twitch. You guys can subscribe for free if you have Twitch Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. With Twitch Prime, you get one free subscription to any Twitch channel that you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and you can give that to us here at PWUnlimited. So with that, as I always do, we're going to raid somebody. I'm going to raid somebody that would appreciate it, because we tried raiding somebody the other night, and they didn't even give two flying Fs about it. So we're going to go over here. We're going to raid Crowd again like we normally do, because Crowd's somebody that really does appreciate it. So with that, guys, go show Crowd some love. Go check out his channel. He's playing some Valorant. Have a nice night, and I'll see you back here on Monday.